This is the Huawei P30 Pro. This particular one is the breathing crystal version, although that is not what I initially ordered. I wanted the Aurora Blue, but unfortunately there were a 2-week waiting list on that phone, so I decided to go with this one instead. It's going to most likely be in a phone case most of the time anyway, so the colour of the back isn't really that important. So we'll crack on, open this up and see how it looks. So the phone, like many others, is resting on the top, so as soon as you take the lid off it's probably free to fall out. Yeah, so if you're getting a new phone, this includes the Samsungs and the iPhones, just be careful how you're opening it. You don't want it to fall straight out onto the floor. So there's the phone. We'll just set that to one side and check what else is in the box. So we've got the warranty card, quick start manual, and then in the cardboard we've got the SIM tray removal tool, a fairly thick USB Type-C cable. I would note that this cable, if you've ever had any in the past that go dirty really quick, this feels like it's going to be one of them cables because it's a little bit tacky compared to the harder plastic, so I have a feeling that's going to discolour fairly quick, but the cable looks good enough quality otherwise. So I've got the headphones which come with the USB Type-C connection on the end because this phone doesn't have the phone jack. There's the earbuds. Not overly fussed about these because I'll be using my Bluetooth headphones, to be honest. And then lastly, here is the charger for it. I can tell you straight away that this feels like it's twice as heavy as the Samsung one, so as far as I know this is capable of charging a lot faster than the Samsung one, so that'll be one of the reasons. So back to the phone now, we'll just take off the protective covering. So that's the breathing crystal, and I've got to say, in person, the videos that I've seen of this so far don't do justice for this. It looks really nice. It's dark towards the bottom, which does show up on the camera, and it gets lighter as it goes up, but there's a lot more colour in this and depth. There's a lot more depth in it, I'd say, than what you're going to pick up on this camera, because from videos I've seen it doesn't look nowhere near as good as how this looks in person. The sides on this one, depending on which version of this phone you get, I know there's at least 4 colours, and depending which one you get decides the colour of the finish of the metal framing. So there's the reddish orange one, the blue one which we're going to originally get. This one's silver, and then I think with a black back one it's possibly black or a dark grey on the sides. But speaking of sides, let's just have a quick look at the button layout. So it's got the volume up towards the top on the right, which is the opposite side to where I'm used to it, so that'll take a bit of getting used to. It's got the power button just below it. It feels like it's in a fairly good position to use. I've got the Note 8 here just for a quick comparison when we're talking about sizes. Let me just take the case off. So this is the Note 8, so they're very similar in size. For thickness, I'd say the Samsung's just slightly bigger as well. They both feel around the same for the weight. I know the Note 9 weighs slightly more than the Note 8, but as far as size goes, they're fairly similar. So anyway, just thought I'd quickly show you them side by side while I've got it here. Okay, so moving on to the top, we've got the IR blaster, which is a feature that I used to use in the past on my Samsung phones till I stopped putting it on, so I will start using the IR blaster again. It's fun messing about with people's TVs when you're at their house. And at the side of that, it's got a little hole which I'm going to guess that is the noise cancelling microphone, possibly. Around on the other side, it is plain, there's no buttons at all. And then on the bottom we've got the speaker at the top, we've got the charging port, USB Type-C connection in the middle, we've got another little hole there which will be the microphone, and then we've got the SIM card and memory card tray there, which should pop out with the little tool. Moving back around onto the back, so there is the layout of the cameras. So there's 3 main ones there. I can't remember all specs. I'll put the specs up somewhere on the video just so you know which cameras these 3 are. And then I think this one just below it flashes the depth sensor. It's got a couple of stickers on the back which I'll peel off later on. And then there's no fingerprint scanner on the back of this one, which I'm used to. This one is on the front, built into the screen, similar to the S10, so I'll have to see how I get on with that. And then finally, the only other thing left on the phone is the front facing camera, which is right there up at the top. We'll power it on now, see if it's got some charge. While it's powering on, there is one thing I've noticed with the Note 8 compared to every other Samsung I've ever had before. It seems to take quite a long time to boot up. I don't know whether it's to do with the latest security updates for it or the new system, but it's definitely taken quite a long time to boot up. So anyway, that's the main screen now once it's first powered on. And this is one of the reasons why I went for this phone, because the cutouts in the middle, which I just prefer to it being on the side, being a hole punch out in the screen. Although I do intend to get the Note 10, which will most likely have the punch out, so we'll see how it goes anyway when it comes out. Okay, so the start screen is very similar to the Samsung. It's got the vision settings at the bottom, emergency call, and then the language selection. So we'll get started. United Kingdom, I have read all these details. SIM card, which we're going to skip for now. Data import, so you've got your options of Android, iPhone or iPad, the cloud or Google Cloud, which again I'll set that up later when I've got my SIM card. You've got the Wi-Fi networks there. We'll skip them as well. Use location, allow scanning, send usage, we'll turn that off. Install, accept that. It's now asking for the security for it. So you've got the fingerprint ID, face unlock or set a password, we'll skip them as well. And then we've got some enhanced surfaces here that you can enable. We'll click on set them up. So we've got Wi-Fi Plus, so we'll enable Wi-Fi Plus. Weather service, we'll stick that on. High search provides online and local content searching. Online searches require access to your web browser. We'll give that a go as well. Go back. So enable all. User experience improvement program. We'll set that later. Keep your software up to date. Enable update overnight. I'll update manually. And that's it. We're on the main screen. And I don't know how well it's going to show up on there, but the display looks really nice. So I'll have a good play about with this phone today, and then I'll finish off the video later on once I know more about it, what I like and what I don't like. I'll try out the camera, test out a couple of apps, make a couple of phone calls, check the sound quality and so on, and then I'll finish off this video and hopefully help you guys decide on whether this is something you'd be interested in upgrading to, or whether you, like me, and use Samsung in the past, maybe you'll just stick with the S10, which is also a very good phone. Like I mentioned before, my last phone were a Note 8, so I've only really got this to compare against, whereas this would be better suited compared with the S10, and other latest phones like iPhones, whatever it is, X something or another. So yeah, if you want to look at proper true comparisons, that's what you better doing. So I've had the phone now for a day, and I've had a chance to set up the phone almost. Pretty much everything's set up that I need to do. There's just a few more widgets I've got to put on there, but it's looking very similar now to my layout on my Note 8. There's just a couple of things I missed from the Note 8, which were the side swipe bar thing, you know, the one with the compass and the contacts and tape measure and so on, and obviously the stylus pen from the bottom. It's currently got the Nova launcher as the main home, but I'm going to just double check if these options are available, because I've noticed that if you keep your finger on the call button or even the camera button, you're presented with some quick options. So you can press on video, for instance, and it'll open the camera straight into video, which I hadn't noticed before. So I'm just going to quickly switch back to the original home screen. So that's the one that comes with the phone. So that's the original one that comes with the phone. Obviously I've put my own icons and widgets on there and so on. And if you keep your finger on the camera, let's see. Yeah, so that's good, that option is there with the original launcher. Hope you can see that. So if you keep your finger on some of these apps, similar to that, I forgot what it's called now, but there's something on the iPhone where if you put your finger on the icons, it brings up extra options for you. So that's good. The camera's been really good. I took some pictures in the dark yesterday. That's one in the garden. This were pitch black last night. That were without night mode on, and that were with night mode. And then I took a few other ones. This were in my living room and it were pretty much dark as well. Just messing about with it, and there's some good comparisons online of the photo capability of this, so I suggest check them out, because I'm not going to be able to do as good a job as showing you as what they are. But yeah, there's some good features on this that I don't have on the Samsung. There's also features that are not on this that are on the Samsung, so I'm definitely happy that I've made the choice moving from Samsung for the time being, but I suggest you do a lot of research, you know, and go for what you particularly want out of the phone. I mean, for me personally, it's the camera cut out at the top center of the screen rather than a punch out in the screen, and the camera, and also the 3D scanning possibility of this phone. I am going to miss having the stylus, like I said, but it's something I can manage to live without, and sacrifice for a better camera and the 3D scanning option as well. I thought I might have had some trouble, but I did manage to set up the Samsung wearable app thing, so I could use my Samsung Gear Watch with the phone, and it's all working perfect, so that's good to know. You can install some of the other Samsung apps on here as well, like the Keep Fit thing if you were using that. There's just one other thing I wanted to check on this on the video for you. I did put on a screen protector from an S7 yesterday, just to see if the fingerprint scanner would still work, and it did do. My daughter has since chopped that up into little pieces, so I've got a plastic screen protector from a HTC Diamond here. Don't know why I've still got that, but anyway, I'm going to stick this over the fingerprint reader and just see if that still scans. So I've set up my thumb, and that still works just like I thought it would. And then I've also got I think this is off a S8, Samsung S8, so this is a glass screen protector. I'm just going to put this one on, and yesterday this worked, so it should work now. It's a bit grubby and grimy, it's not sticking down very well, but we'll see. Try to get it on a bit better. So it's working with a glass. Let me just try again. Yeah, it is taking a little bit more force with the glass. Some of these glass screen protectors should be fine with a fingerprint reader on this. I don't think that's the case with the S10, but you're better off checking that online just to make sure yourself. If there's anything else you wanted to know about this phone, just drop a comment down below and I'll answer as honestly as I can. So yeah, I'm pretty much used to this layout now without the back button and the home button. You just do this, if you're not on the home screen, you just swipe up and it takes you to your home screen. If you swipe up and keep your finger on it, just hesitate for a little bit, it opens up your recent apps and you can just close all them. And then on any of the bottom sides, so anywhere away from the centre and not on the very corner, if you swipe up there, it'll bring up your Google Home, your Google search, voice search and so on. And then if you swipe up from the corners, just like that, it will shrink the phone down to the one-handed operation. So if you do it from the right, it'll go down to the right, and then for the left it'll go down to the left. It does have its own notepad and so on, which you can handwrite with it, but like I say, I do miss having the stylus for the handwriting, although it is possible to do it on here with your finger. Hopefully this video has been helpful. I am planning to do another video because I've just received some cases for it today, just a couple. 5 of the new Spigen ones. I'll just quickly go through them in case anybody were interested in seeing these unboxed later on. There's the Neo Hybrid, we've got the Classic, we've got Ultra Hybrid, Rugged Armour and Liquid Crystals. If you'd like to see them getting unboxed and me demonstrating them on the phone, just watch out for the next video, which should be uploaded not long after I've finished uploading this video, and we'll have a good close look at them cases. Thanks for watching this video to the end, and if it were useful, please do give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see any future videos concerning unboxings or my PC mods and 3D printing. And hopefully see you in the next video.